2-0 in those matchups.
It was also almost the same lineup, by the way. The lineup that Liquid drafted, almost the same that Aster went with Drow, Lina, and Pango on the offlane. So they definitely have a good reading on the meta right now, Sheep, right?
Yeah, everyone's abusing the meta. We got Leshrac out there as well that Liquid absolutely love playing. So I guess it all comes down to looking at these bans, what people are going to want. Like, does Primal get through? Man of the hour?
I'm sorry, look at that, man.
I'm looking.
Not only is he buff,
yeah,
but the suit as well.
Yeah.
I think the suit, the jacket is only there to cover up the biceps, right? Like, he's just...
Is that why you never wear a suit?
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that.
He does it for game one, he takes it off for game two. It's like, oh.
I was just grabbing food and had to run over, but yeah, that's it.
Oh, interesting bans though from Liquid. So they banned the Dawnbreaker, they banned the Nyx, but because they're first pick, they're now offering up Thunder Awaken. Are you banning Tiny yourselves, or are we going to pick it up?
Okay.
Or they might even just be giving Thunder Awaken a Tiny.
They're taking the Tiny away,
I would
right?
assume so. Surely you do not give Thunder Awaken a Tiny in this best of 3 lower bracket. You know, it has been too instrumental in their success.
I mean, there are other options for Bo3 would be a Clockwork or a Tusk if they really like. There's also Undying in the pool that Insania has been playing very well this tournament. Whoa, where's that going?
It's a Juggernaut cosplay, just quickly went for a spin.
Yeah, there's a ton of heroes that are still very popular, that are left in the pool. So
it's Tiny, it's Enigma, it's...
I think we're getting in-game comms there for a moment. I wasn't sure. I thought I'd heard
voice line. Is this new thing in the game, James?
You know, I've never actually used a voice line.
Really?
And I still play Dota. And I don't know how.
Yeah, so there's one from Seb.
By Liz's voice line.
I'm really grateful because what happened last year, right, with voice lines? The OG had a voice line with Seb about, I think you're wrong, I think you're really, really wrong. And during the draft, all you'd hear would be like, yes, I think they're going to first pick Tiny, like they could hear. And the player would spam it. And all we hear on the panel would just be Seb going, I think you're wrong, I think you're really, really wrong. And it still gives me PTSD to this day. But yeah, luckily in this time, we were correct, yeah.
Did you ever play pubs with Seb?
I've had
a couple of times.
10 or 15. Yeah,
okay. So we're playing into a Tiny right now, and I would like to see Thunder make sure that they have heroes that can deal with the repositioning of it, because whenever you don't have any sort of mobility or ways to itemize yourself to catch up with that, it kind of sucks.
That's no repositioning. That's literally just being sent to the fountain every single time he jumps on you.
Yeah, but you how many times have we seen teams this tournament? They just abuse this stupid toss. They throw someone back, and then instantly your whole team fight is just lost because you're one man down.
Is it some CM Tusk? Some icy combo once again from Thunder Awaken?
Maybe pretty banging.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind something aggressive. They just need to be thoughtful that there's that potential Enigma on 8 right now for Liquid.
And this is just, so the CM, like a million times you said it, it kind of just helps with these later picks in the draft of these physical damage offlaners and stuff that people are abusing. Crystal Nova so nice against it, and the Mars is this jump I wanted. If you get tossed back on someone, the Mars can follow that with a Blink Arena.
And you get Lash, right? Here you go. Versus the Mars, there's always a good amount of damage.
Yeah, this is the same style of draft that Thunder Awaken had against Entity when, you know, in that super long, actually it wasn't even a super long game, but it was a CM Mars and then Entity had, I think it was Leshrac plus Marcy or something, but in doing so, it was the same style of play where Mars, you kind of need you're really good at one big fight, but you're not good at cheap fights. And now this Leshrac, tank you really quickly, you can punish an arena,
very cheap fights.
Move to the next fight and go again.
The nice thing though, at least, is your Mars should be coming online faster if he's going for a blink first than the Lesh. Like the Lesh finishes his Bloodstone, what, around like 15 plus minutes, and Tiny, if it's a support, will also be getting that 18-minute-ish blink dagger. So there is a chance here for Thunder to beat that timing with their blink on Mars and just really go for these smokes.
Yeah, but he can be, like Tigaf said, the cheap hero as well, the cheap Lesh.
The cheap Lesh?
The discount Lesh.
That's nowhere as good as having a
He just gets some levels and that's it. He runs you. He sits behind the trees, uses Diabolic Edict.
But the Bloodstone is where he becomes unkillable.
Yeah, I love these bans though, because you're talking about the style of fighting and stuff, and you have Oracle, a Silencer. These heroes, they enable this skirmishing style, just X10. Oracle gonna keep the Leshrac alive, Silencer just covering from the team fight. So Thunder Awaken are respecting Liquid's playstyle, changing up the bans that they've done before against other teams, just because they know that they have lost with this opening before, because they can't match the early fight. They need items, they need a little bit more success in the lanes to get to that mid-game happiness.
It's also Insania, right? Right. Oracle.
Dude, I know Insania's the Oracle player, but when I saw that Oracle, the first thing that went into my mind was, oh yeah, Oracle ban, that makes sense. Tiger's been playing that a lot this tournament. Oh, and then my heart.
Right through the
Too
fields.
soon, right? It's too soon. It's been like 3 hours and you're bringing it up. Oh no.
I have a little cry.
Meanwhile, Liquid, they just ban out the snap. They don't want that combo snap plus Mars. Also, something that we didn't mention is that it is SA, it is Thunder Awaken. We see this Mars. It can be mid as well. Snapfire as well. One of the most picked position. Well, not one of the most picked position 4s in the area, but in the region, but a very popular one, right?
It's one of the most flexed heroes in the region, for sure. Like, multiple offlaners in SA play Snapfire in the offlane. I think even Sacred has played offlane this TI. I'm very sad. I wish I wanted to see that again, but it's not.
Oh, it's still got potential 2 more games.
Okay.
Lone Druid banned out.
Draft-wise,
Matu.
They've left Pudge in,
Respect.
which is something that they really enjoy playing.
yep. Pudge is really good here, just because you get tanky against the magic damage quite early on. Like Undying is still available for Insania if you want to do like a 1-2 pick, Undying plus a core, and then Thunder Awaken also needs to think about early game damage a little bit more.
I feel like if you're Liquid, Undying is the only melee support that I can imagine Insania playing.
Yeah.
He's most of the time, you know, that sneaky guy on the back lines.
Some lich, some
lich. Yeah, exactly.
But at Thunder Awaken right now, they need to potentially pick up the position 4 here, but a lot of them are already been banned out. Or
There's
picked.
so many have been banned.
Yeah.
I know that Matthew likes playing as Hoodwink a lot. I mean, Matthew is a player that is really good at starting fights.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Stylish.
the Matthew Rubik. I mean, this is like, what, his best hero or one of his favorite heroes? I mean, he's very comfortable on Rubik. And you have amazing steals this game.
Yeah, I think it's
already.
the first Rubik of TI as well. I don't think we've even got to see it yet, so that's going to be a nice little show to put on.
How do you feel about Disruptor?
Disruptor?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always
versus the Mars as
Yeah,
well.
I'm chilling.
Sound Silence versus the Rubik. Solid.
Liquid picked up the Disruptor from VP when they played against them in the qualifiers. They said that they really liked how they used it and and then they just started playing it themselves. You saw Insania play it like 3 games in a row to great success.
Blitz isn't laughing this time around in the draft. Previous drafts, he's been having a giggle.
Matu's whole life is on the line. If they lose TI,
Whole life.
It's not
yeah,
that.
they just hurry up die.
Professional life, yeah.
He's dead to Sheepo if he retires.
No,
She takes her Dota very seriously.
very serious business here. They just replace you with a bear just like that. You never get seen again.
But again,
This also probably stops Liquid from thinking about Brood, right? Like with the Mars and the Rubik, that should be good enough.
yeah, the CM as well is a very soft counter to Brood because if you see it, like right now, Liquid have to pick 2 heroes. You just pick up some Sven-esque carry, or even you can even do like a gyro type thing, and then you just win the lane so hard, and then you rotate Mars in after that. You're actually pretty comfortable. But I think right now Liquid are deciding: do we want Insania to be on a meaty frontlining hero? Oh, okay.
They get
And
something
Pango.
against the Mars, right? Like Lifestealer probably.
Nice.
Together with the Pango, both heroes that deal with Mars extremely well. Like when Mars came into the meta, instant answers from the offlane came in the form of Pangolier and a couple of other heroes. Pango with his rolling thunder, he can go straight through the arena, always is able to fight.
It ruins skirmishing lineups. It's very strong. It enables it immensely. So a quick defusal and go. And
the Basher as well,
yeah, like picking Enigma into this, like sure, Enigma will do great against Lifestealer throughout the game, but Liquid's already got a soft cover with that Pangolier behind the Basher. In the previous game, they banned it out when they picked the Enigma, sorry.
But the reason they are picking it is for the lane, I would assume. Lifestealer is going to struggle really, really hard to contest CS against all these Eidolons. So alongside laning with, I'm assuming, Rubik, you're doing a lot of damage reduction. You should absolutely annihilate this lane.
I'm a little bit afraid for Thunder Awaken in regards to, sure, Enigma can deal with Lifestealer, but what is their way of repelling Liquid from invading their jungle, from contesting stacks and fighting? Like, if Arena's not up, sure, you've got some small spells from Rubik and CM, but there could be a little bit of disparity on how aggressive teams can be.
Those small spells that you're mentioning need to be really big, from Rubik at least.
Yeah.
Like he needs to find some good steals and utilize them in that mid game, because I'm looking at Mars, I'm looking at Enigma, I'm not seeing a ton of damage coming from, a ton of skirmishing power coming from Thunder Awaken, and the heroes that are up against them do not care about the arena. You have Pango, you have Lifestealer with Rage, and you have Lash that's able to dish out damage through it, so the setup from Team Liquid looks really solid versus the Mars.
I actually like their skirmishing. I don't like their massive team fight. Like if everyone brings a 5v5, then I think the problems you guys talk about are like valid. But if you're able to just sustain yourselves long enough, you know, for Rage to run out, or you're smoking and making these small moves, I definitely think they have really good early game spells to do that. And I think another thing that's really nice to consider is because Rubik is a threat in the game for Pango, he has to use his shield crash at the very beginning of his role, which doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get that damage onto heroes. So he might just level up way more his swashbuckle and focus on that damage, and then you don't get the crash damage in the role.
The question for Liquid right now is, are they putting the Leshrac into the offlane like Secret demonstrated yesterday, or are they Pango going mid? I guess the main thing here is it's Insania has the last pick right now in the draft. Sometimes Liquid they get to the very end, it's like, oh, Insania, you still got to pick a hero here, boss. But
it seems like, you know, obviously we're waiting on Pakaz's carry hero. Are we kind of thinking like something like Slark, and then you can play something melee, or is that a little bit too dangerous for them?
Because of the Leshrac, it does put a little bit of a sour into it, but into everything else,
there's some AoE right from him, from Pango as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is possible. Like James, so far you've been on 100%.
Well, I'm going to say it's TD or Slark. There you go.
I think something like a Terrorblade would fare nicer for them, just because they have so much team fight that if they just pick a hero that can push out waves, prolong the game, and then they get their items, the BKB on Enigma, they have a free game. If
and Lesh isn't really a counter, right? To the TB. You should be completely fine in that matchup.
Yeah, not so much. I'm just thinking about, I like the Terrorblade, I like the Faceless Void, I think the idea about pushing waves is pretty lovely, but as well, I just want to see something that scales into
the late game. You really like those big circles, the Chronos,
you want
the Black
circle?
Holes, the Mars Arenas.
Could just be like a Bloodseeker, right? CM Bloodseeker lane, go, oh, there we go.
Nice one.
Sorry, I just thought it got banned, because why wouldn't it? Into two teams that love Bloodseeker. Ooh.
But yeah, it's now just a strong lane. It also has the wave clear, obviously Bloodseeker into Pango. It forces Leshrac to stand still in the early aggression. Like, they needed something to just prevent Liquid being confident in these earlier like jungle invasions. And Bloodseeker, he can poke his head over, take a spell, take a rupture. And we'll go back to farming, boys, until we're really strong.
I've seen him go mid at like 8 minutes.
Please, I want to see it.
Thank you very much, guys. We're getting ready. We're going to go over for a pre-game interview with Slacks, who's with Blitz.
Absolutely. We are here yet again with Blitz. I'm sure you are getting very used to this, but should everything go according to plan, you won't see me again. Now, last time we saw Matumba Man be put onto that Bloodseeker, he did exceptionally well, but I feel like he kind of stole that strat from another team. Now they have it. Pakaz Bloodseeker. Pretty terrifying stuff. Are you ready?
I have no idea. He's a really good player. Like, everybody at this level, at this point, is just top of the top, so I'm sure it's going to be a struggle, but I'm sure my team can also end up on top.
I see most of your time in the drafting with Matumba Man kind of by his side, a very stoic and stone-faced stuff. Is he doing most of the talking? Is it just between you two, or is Insania still doing a lot of feedback on this?
Aiden gives us a ton of feedback. Most of the time, we kind of ask for a little bit of silence so we have some time to think, but yeah, I mean, doing it with Matu is a dream. He's one of my best friends, and being able to be on this stage in front of all these people, working together, just like a dream come true.
Oh, wow, fantastic. You know what my dream is? Watching this game, my friends. Let's get into game one right now between Thunder and Liquid and throw it to the caster.
Well, we heard about Team Liquid, but what about South America? No SA team is placed higher than top 6 at a Valve Major or TI, and Thunder Awaken is looking to change that. But they're probably experiencing a little bit of deja vu, Avery, because Stockholm Major, they themselves set the record of top 6 at a Valve Major by being able to get to the upper bracket semifinal, where they unfortunately ran into Tundra and got 2-0'd. Then they get knocked down to lower bracket, run into OG, another Western European team, and get 2-0'd. Now, here at TI, they get to the upper bracket sign-up, the semifinal. Who do they run into? Team Secret, another Western European team. They get 2-0'd. Now they're in the lower bracket. Now is the chance, now is your time to change the cycle, to change the narrative, and beat all of your previous records.
You guys know there's other regions in the game, right? You know, they don't have to play Europe every time around. That said, I think Liquid is very comfortable playing other European teams. I think they're less comfortable playing a team like Thunder. Yes. That is more unpredictable. They haven't played them through the year. They are more unfamiliar with how they're going to play the map, just the run-at-you style. And I think compared to yesterday, this draft is a lot more fast-paced for Thunder. than especially that game 2 versus Secret where it felt very slow and clunky. Sure, you have Enigma, but they got this Mars in the first phase. They love to flex this hero. They get a good matchup with Enigma versus Lifestealer. Bloodseeker last pick to deal with the Pango. I could see this game causing Liquid some issues, and Liquid is a team that is, I mean, they're just riding the momentum, right? Other than that upper bracket loss, this is an LCQ team coming through all the bracket, pushing in top 6, looking for that top 4 berth. You have a huge amount of experience on their side. Mo3 and Zai go back many, many TIs. You have a lot of veteranship versus a lot of fresh blood. Makes for a good Bloodseeker.
Makes for a spicy game, that's for certain. I love that you pointed that out because, I mean, Blitz himself said that they were surprised that EG took Thunder because they thought that Thunder was a very scary team to face up against, particularly at a TI. He said, you know, these guys, they're going to run at you, and that is hard to deal with under the TI pressure. Now, you're in an elimination game. That's even more pressure. So we'll see how Liquid manages to deal with that as we take a look at our lanes here. We've got the Zyboxy duo of Pango Tiny up against Matthew and Bakaz. The Bakaz Bloodseeker, well, you heard about it from Slacks and Blitz on stage. Gotta watch out for this guy.
And they got the lane matchups. Like, this is something Thunder, Liquid trying to dodge, Thunder will match them. They will get the Enigma versus the Lifestealer. Like you said, it's going to force this Bloodseeker into the off lane, so I don't think it's the ideal setup for Enigma. He never really wants to play in a safe lane. I think if he can get away with it, he'd rather pull the lane back top, but Thunder will still be happy to get the matchups, and perhaps the bigger one is this mid. How much is Mickey going to own this range versus melee scenario where we've also seen him just go ham in some of these matchups this tournament? Yeah. He gets off to a good start here. You know, maybe Insania drags him another wave like he did earlier today.
Yeah.
Get some extra CS. You never know. This is a matchup I could see him abusing pretty well. And he should have a very good start on this Leshrac. Of course, he also has the Lich Armor to back him up. This is a combo we've seen power through some of these lineups that are very physical oriented. You have Bloodseeker, you have Mars, you have to man up through this Lich Frost Shield. Helps Mickey just run in front line. He has Infest as well to tank him up even more. And of course, you're probably going to get a Wraith Pact on this Pango. So Thunder need to think about the damage in the mid game, not overextending and making sure they can deal with the front line from Liquid, which is going to get quite tanky at a certain point.
Yeah, expect to see some Wraith Packs on both sides. It's Sacred, of course, on the Enigma is already queuing that one up.
I think he had a queue before the game started, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what hero, really, right?
Yeah. What are you playing today? I think I'm playing Wraith Pack. Sounds good.
Because a little bit awkward, gets tossed back into a position, takes a little bit of damage, but he's a Bloodseeker. Infinite sustain as long as you get those last hits, so shouldn't really be a problem.
I also think it's the reason we've seen this offlane Pango come back. Like, this is a hero that Zai actually excels on. I'm sure he's very happy to have it back in the meta, and he's been destroying lanes with it. This is a tough one, but they're still not doing too bad for double melee versus a Seeker who already at 440 MS. You gotta think about the other lanes whenever you have this hero. Do not power him up too much. He'll run you down.
Yeah, seriously.
But this Pango, he's a great Wraith Pack buyer himself. Uses the Vlads very well, and I feel like any of these weird heroes, that's what Zai excels on. You know, put him on something that gets in the backline, disrupts you, makes you feel awkward. He's always gonna find the right positioning, and it's very cool to see him back on this hero. That said, he has to play into Rupture and Black Hole.
Yeah,
and a Rubik's
it's not a fun game for him whatsoever.
So, cautious optimism.
In that case, I mean, we talked about how important the Wraith Pact is, but do you think there's a chance of like an earlier Blink Dagger in order to deal with all of these counters and just try and get the initiation first? Or do you think it's a mute-affair? It's like you're going to get countered, might as well just focus on the team fight aspect.
Could be first blood here, lift back.
Yeah, lift back into the blood, right? It's going to be a lot of damage, and he knows he's dead. Boxy is going to fall, and Bakaz picks up the first blood.
Just a little too over-anxious with the skirmishing there. Bakaz will heal up off the kill, already into the boots, having a pretty good start in this off lane. I mean, Zai's itemization is going to be crucial for Liquid. Like, does he go this more utility route? Does he try and go a Linken's or Lotus to deal with the Rupture? Does he just try and get a Basher at some point to help deal with the Black Hole? There's a lot of weird itemizations he could go into this game down the road, depending on how hard he wants to scale. He still has 2 other damage cores. It's going to be something to look out for in the Eidolons.
That is going to be kill now in both of the side lanes for Thunder. Very good start for them. And with the spear that we saw earlier from Dark Mago, looks like he secured the water rune, so he was able to get a refill on his bottle. He's doing pretty well for himself. I mean, not able to keep up with Mickey when it comes to the CS, but I mean, this is well worth it. Oh, this is a battle to the duel because barely able to get away, and now he's going to get some last hits to heal himself up. And Zai, he's going to be pushed away, and he's got a lift coming up. He's got the shield crash as well. He's actually going to get to the other side of Matthew. Box is going to make an appearance here. Zai, is he just committing? He's going to try and get a trade. He is going to die here, and the Faithful finishes him off. Now Boxy shows up in this 1v2. Now both of them are quite low. Boxy, is he going to throw out the tree? He's not. And now the question is he just dead? Is he just going to be run down by Bakaz all the way back to the tower? The Blood Right's going to do a ton of damage. I think he's just done for. Thunder off to a huge start here in this laning phase. 4-0 against Team Liquid.
And you can't ask for it on a better hero either, right? This team is playing around their one position the whole tournament. Bakaz is the deadliest carry at this event. Give him a star like this, he will take it and ride it all the way to your Ancient.
Now this is a very crucial point right here. When you get the kill, comes back, Bloodseeker's still a little bit low, but it looks like the damage. Zai, he's got to be careful. Swashbuckle to the side, Bakaz doesn't get hit by it, heals up a little bit more, and now Zai, one more hit, he tosses him over to the creep wave to get him away from this deadly Bloodseeker. Bakaz comes back in, snatches the last hit, himself alive ahead of Boxy. This man knows to play the margins, and now Matthew, he makes the kill, and he gets it underneath the tower, and Bakaz takes that moment to try and snatch a little bit more heal. Boxy's standing in the way, but I think now with this Blood Right. Glyph? Boxy really doesn't want to let him go. He does not want to let him back into this lane because passes him over the tip. He's like, I know what you're doing. I'm going to play it patient.
I mean, especially with where the equilibrium is. If Zai can come back and then keep this lane here, they don't want to let Bakaz get back up to that full HP. That said, Zai does not have teleport, so he has no way to get back up to this top lane. Boxy will now take it over. I guess Matu will.
Ooh, that is very interesting.
Behind on levels, though, compared to this Bloodseeker, right? The kills propelled this Bloodseeker to level 5.5. Matu's only 4.5.
Yeah, Matu shows up to lane at half health. They do manage to get a toss back. A little bit of damage there, but no real fear of death for Bakaz. In fact, you can see Bakaz fearless. If you haven't seen it, Bakaz Bloodseeker had an incredible performance in the playoffs earlier, and probably one of the craziest Bloodseekers I've ever seen. Absolutely plays the margins.
I mean, Liquid has had enough of this Bloodseeker getting out of control, and they are just going to bring the full tri-lane here. Send Zai bottom, say get whatever you can. Does have a favorable matchup versus Enigma. It's probably the lane setup Liquid wanted from the get-go.
They're showing on the ward. Dark Mago is actually sneaking in from the side here. He's got some backup too. He's got Panda joining him.
Very deadly rune for mid-Mars at this point in the game. Will guarantee an arena latch.
Thunder just playing with full information. He gets spotted. Panda gonna try and deal with the ward. Spear goes out, but there is gonna be a nice avalanche. Mid-game, they might actually go for a little bit more here. Dark Mago, he does have the arena. So if he wants to be able to disengage, he might need to be able to pop it here. And Zania's gonna grab him, pops the Aster, and now starts running away. So he's gonna be good. He goes back in. He wants to be able to kill the supports. Now the Spear's back up with the arena. The combination does a lot of damage to Boxy. Not enough for the kill, though. He's gonna reset. Back to lane he goes.
Not getting much out of that haste rune. Probably a little sad for him. He'll get the repo from Pandamu. Something to make him feel a little better. Still, he really would have liked to get a core kill in the jungle or force someone out of a lane with that. Liquid doing a good job of holding their ground in this early game. Still, these side lanes did not go how they wanted, and I mean, the start for Bakaz is monstrous, but Zai also just getting shut down. He's behind in levels. Sacred's a level ahead of him. More river skirmishing for the runes.
Tries to toss the Mars away, but it's not going to be good enough. Nukes overwhelmed Team Liquid 6-2 now with a 2,000 net worth lead here at 8 minutes. Thunder has got to be feeling very good about this start, especially with a lineup like this that is supposed to be so snowball heavy.
Oh, they're feeling really good. It's also the levels, right? Like,
not level 6 on Matumba Man. He needed just a little bit more.
The Windfest.
Zania is still here. They're pulling back in. A little bit of heals going out, and they actually almost trying to chase after him. Now Matumba Man, the creep wave's going to die, and he should be able to get his level 6, so he can infest heal if he wants to, or hold on to it.
Little harassment rupture, never hurt anybody.
Oh, that's interesting. He actually smoked back to the fountain so he could get out on the map quicker. He's going to TP out to the side lane. He's going to go to the safe lane here. He wants to keep Zai down. I mean, we talked about how this Pango already has a hard enough game. He was shut down in the lane. If they caught him there, it would have been just one more problem for Zai, but Swashbuckle barely gets him out of that arena.
And both players playing blind there. That was a hard smoke to read.
Pull back. Matthew is going to be slowed down by Matumba Man. Still has some stick charges to work with. The supports may be traded out here. Matumba Man can't actually chase after the Rubik, but Mickey is going to be able to catch because they bring the core up to the top lane, where they tried it once with the support earlier to shut down because now they bring the powerful Mickey Leshrak to the table, and that's going to be able to get 2 kills for them. Nice TP away, though, by Matthew.
Very nice rotation from Mickey, lands and everything, but yeah, you're going to pay the price down there at some point. Too many ultimates for one Pango to handle.
Yeah, nothing for him to do there, but spam the chat wheel, I guess.
Still, this has been a great recovery in the last 2 minutes for Liquid. Those early signings were looking rough, but all of a sudden, Mickey is way ahead of the pack here out of a game where it could have gone either way. If one of those side lane moves fails for him, suddenly he falls behind. Thunder pull even more ahead. So Mickey doing the best job to push through this early game for Liquid into that mid game where their spells can really shine.
And the sort of opposite happened for Dark Mago, right? Like he tried to rotate to bottom, didn't get the immediate kill. They thought about the incursion into the jungle. He just kind of ended up stalling and not really doing much there. We saw the arena use where he didn't get the boxy kill. It's been sort of the opposite for him, so.
And that's debilitating on mid-Mars. This is not a hero that wants to miss those rotations, since we see another rupture. Zai still getting beat on.
The Blood Rite is going to be used to finish off Insania, and Zai, the last little bit of rupture. Oh no, it lasts too long. Couldn't really, again, just a lose-lose scenario there for Zai when you're playing Pango against a Bloodseeker. You're going to have a good time.
Saker just instantly TP's top off that kill. Thunder are really trying to abuse these hero-to-hero matchups, getting the ults on the right targets and then just moving around quickly. This is a pace they're very used to playing, and I think how they prefer to play a lot of these early mid games. They are not afraid to use their ultimates off cooldown. Just spam you, force reaction, get a numbers advantage somewhere else, and then make the quick smoke. Liquid need to be thinking about where their heroes can get, where the teleports are up, and where Thunder's going to move to next. Do not want to get caught off guard.
Now, we saw Leshrak clearing through them some stacks earlier. That's part of where that net worth lead comes from, but you can see Dark Mago has his own stack still to be cleared through, so he can catch up a little bit here.
And he's got his Blink flying out.
Early Blink.
So this is Brown Boots Blink Rush for the mid-Mars. Again, very active. You want to make sure this next smoke or move lands.
Where do you go? Like, who is your target with this Blink Dagger? Who is your #1 kill?
I think if you can get the Lesh in this game, that's ideal. I think it's a lot of Liquid's early momentum. Mickey's also healing. He'll go somewhere else. So maybe Thunder read where he TPs and then choose to attack there. They also have the option, if he TPs out, to go somewhere else, which could try and force the fight top. But I think they're happy just leaving Enigma up there.
Boxy's trying to hold the rune for Mickey, and it does get denied by Pandamu before Mickey could get there. Well done.
They just don't have any smokes here, so this Blink is... The actual move is getting slowed down a little bit. It's also hard to just jump into this mid trio from Liquid if they're just sitting behind the Lesh, right?
Yeah.
Like, Mars is not the highest damage mid hero. He really relies on using his spells to engage his supports. The Rubik and the Maiden are going to be a lot of the early game damage. They're just going to push it up. Great pact online for Sacred. Feel like they're strong enough to just push the issue.
Oh yeah, this is going to be way ahead of Zai's Wraith back. So they certainly have the item timing here. The advantage to Thunder, is it enough an advantage for them to take this mid tower? If they can take this mid tower, huge amount of map control goes their way.
See if Dark Mago wants to jump deep. He does have Blink Spearback potential. You have the Gaze counter initiation.
Here comes the roll up.
In.
He's going to slow down Dark Mago. They're going to blow everything they can on this Mars right away. They just 100% all in him. They get that kill, but it was a lot of spells used for it. And now the Bloodseeker is going to join in the fight. Nice toss over. It's still inside the Blood Rite, though. And they have the Rupture and the Black Hole, apparently. They have a nice Swashbuckle on the side. And then also the Avalanche hit on 3, so a lot of damage returned back from Team Liquid. Saker gets a little bit low. Because on the front lines is super healthy, though. They have to jump over to the side. Matthew gets caught by the Swashbuckle, but it's going to be Matumba Man in trouble by Because. He dodges the stun, though. Because lets Pandamu finish up the kill on Matumba Man instead.
Tiny Airlines not enough to bail out his carry. Because happy to join a type of fight like that. Still, it's a very awkward engagement. This Mars just walking up into all of their spells, dying for free. Not really what you want with this itemization in the start he had.
Yeah, it's like you picked up this fresh Blink Dagger and you're the one frontlining. That's it's an interesting choice.
I mean, you either gotta go and jump and start it, or you're just tanking it for the boys. I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But that's a very nice engagement for Zai. Like, he gets out of there, he's not tanking the Rupture. Your Lifestealer pays the price, but he's going to go carry items this game. Like, he's queuing up Blink, he's queuing up Diffusal. This is not Wraith Pack Pango. This is I want to be able to deal with the Enigma and the Bloodseeker in the late game.
Okay. Or now the question, I mean, Wraith Pack feels like a must-have, so who is going to go it on the side of Team Liquid? Or is it necessary, you think?
Maybe it's not necessary. Pulling an item audible here. Insania will get it at 60 minutes, you know. the 5-position dream.
Oh, that's a swing and a miss there on the swashbuckle. Not that they were really going to be able to get that kill anyway without a Blink Dagger, so.
I mean, maybe Liquid just feel the way Thunder's damage works is just too overwhelming. You have this Enigma Midnight Pulse, you have Black Hole, you have Rupture. It can be displaced with Lift, it can be displaced with Spear. Like dropping a Wraith Pact and all these types of spells and how they interact doesn't really sound that amazing to me, right? You might just want to have the better offensive potential and just be able to run into it and kill them faster.
Okay.
Like if you can jump the Enigma this game, if you can jump the Rubik, those are your best targets for Liquid. Just getting on the back line, killing them fast, and then Thunder's cores can't take the fight in the 3-on-5.
And that's kind of the narrative of Pango versus Bloodseeker in general, right? It's like, that guy counters you, so you kind of have to get the initiation on that Bloodseeker first to have any impact.
Yeah, you either jump him or, you know, take a page out of Collapse's book and buy 5 Lincolns. It's one or the other.
You can see Cam stacked, Thunder up by 2K right now, and probably a decent part of that is not just the kills, but also the fact that they've been able to stack a little bit more than Team Liquid. A wraparound through the side here, smoke that's going to break on Panda Boo. Certainly not the target that they want from this. Something small they're going to get.
Support.
A little bit of help there from Bo3, and it secures the kill, but in the river, Zai spotting.
Biggaroon, DD for Mars. Helps us damage a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this move was designed to secure bottom tower. They're only going to get the Maiden on top while Enigma is pushing for the trade top and will get it. They really wanted to use this Leshrac Bloodstone timing, fight with it. Of course, you have Insania maxing that Frost Shield, so Bloodstone Leshrac going in with the level 4 Frost Shield is going to pose some issues for Thunder in this early game. Pekaz thinking about a little cheeky play there.
Yeah, couldn't quite get the Rupture off, or chose not to, one or the other.
I mean, I think he's happy farming for BKB.
Oh, yeah.
You look at this Liquid lineup, they do not do anything to him in BKB. So you're talking way late game, depending on bash or situations. It's pretty much just reset, stall the fight, make him overextend, and then re-engage, but...
So surely Liquid just can't
be strong.
They just can't stall and just let that BKB happen, right? Especially since they have this Blink Dagger pickup from Zai. It's probably time to make some sort of move here.
I mean, they've been trying. They've had aggressive smokes. They're trying to invade this jungle.
Spotted him. Knocks him down to the low ground, though. That's a little awkward. He's going to have to use the Arena Spear to finish him off. And now they can de-ward that high ground if they want to.
Just hard to run in. There's a lot of counter initiation in this Thunder lineup. On top of that early Wraith Pact, like the Wraith Pact for Thunder is going to do a lot for his Liquid's early damage. Until Lifestealer has more items here, then he can cut through the low armor cores on Thunder.
Yeah.
But he's trying to get to that Deso, and it's going to be a bit before Matu gets there. His start was a lot slower. He had to swap those lanes. He had to deal with the higher level Bloodseeker in that matchup. So he's trying to get there, but it's going to be a little slow.
It sounds like to me, Thunder, not only do they feel pretty strong right now, but it feels like that's not going to change for another like 10, 15 minutes from what you're describing.
Nope, it's pretty much just waiting for Pekaz's items, don't feed away any bad kills, try and get to the BKBs, and they know they're strong with BKBs. This is a triple BKB lineup. All 3 of the cores are itemizing for it. It's going to be a very difficult time for Liquid to deal with if Thunder can hit their spells. That is going to be the big question, right? Maybe you try and bait the fights out if you're Liquid. Put someone in front, use your buybacks, take your fights on your vision and your outpost. This is not a Thunder lineup that can just force the Roche super fast. You can do it with the Vlads built into the pack. Bloodseeker can take it moderately fast, but I don't think Thunder just want to force objectives straight up. I think we saw that earlier. You put your Mars up there, doesn't end well.
Yeah.
This'll come in handy.
So we're gonna have a brief respite in this game while Thunder try and reach that BKB timing, and like you said, Liquid doesn't want to let them get there for free. Just on side to try and find something with this Blink.
But so far, all the rotations have been a miss.
There's an illusion.
They're going to jump forward, Zai. Ooh, Blink's just ahead of the spear. Now Insania is going to be able to grab Dark Mago with Matama Man coming in from the side as well. They're going to try and get some chains done, but what a black hole from Sacred. A 3-man in the back line with a roll on through from Matthew as well. A stolen rolling Thunder. It's picture Rupture, perfect for Thunder. They're gonna wipe everyone on the side of Liquid unless I can somehow carry Matumba Man to safety. No chance in hell. Underneath the tier 2, Liquid will be dragged down to hell. 16-7 now as Thunder take a dominant lead.
Man, I mean, we're talking about the counter initiation here. You overextend those aggressive moves. They're hard. You feel the pressure from Liquid. They want to punish before these BKB come out, but that is just not the fight. You don't have the vision. You don't have the control. I don't know what Pakaz is dropping on the ground, but maybe some victory items.
Small items coming out of his pocket.
I mean, just beautiful setup here for Thunder. The illusion doing no work for Liquid either. They do get the arena baited out. This looks decent for a moment, but of course, Zai's just rolling in here. He's going to get ruptured. He gets ruptured. The black hole hits the backline with vision from the illusions, and I mean, that's a done fight. Pakaz is, I think, 900 MS plus at that point.
Yeah.
You're not escaping that Ferrari.
And just in general, the fact, I mean, I feel like this is a mistake. I usually say you can only make that mistake once on TI stage. Maybe you never need to make that mistake. It's the Rolling Thunder and not popping shield crash immediately, right? He gave away the Rolling Thunder to Matthew, and Matthew off that black hole did a huge amount of damage. Because forced to use his BKB here from a bit of aggression off of the Matumba Man. Seems like he's trying to make use of that early shard pickup and get a little aggressive.
Oh, second Rolling Thunder. Still off cooldown. Yeah. DD rune as well. Easy cleanup. Zai wants to try and turn it around. Yeah. Pango on Pango action.
Balling on through is going to bump into Sacred here. Mickey's going to just run in, but look at that. The BKB, Dark Mago, he's not afraid of a fight. Immediately spears up the Last Strike, who pops the Bloodstone, so he's not taking any damage for now. With a freezing field, really well placed by Vandamu. They're trying to rip through him, and the Disco Pony is down, and so goes Zai. Another big team fight win as Thunder. They got the momentum early. We said they're a team that is going to run at you, and right now they're running through Liquid.
I mean, Liquid's trying to run at them back to a degree too. I feel like they feel as though they're on timings this game and they're falling behind. They want to take the fight. It's somewhat hard to disagree with them if you just give these triple BKBs into the Roshan. The map is going to get nasty real fast. I just think it's hard to engage like that, right? When Pango is just rolling in first, you're giving a lot. You're giving a free roll, hold steal potentially. You're giving a free rupture to Pakaz. Pakaz gets to come into these fights last. He's super happy almost no matter what happens. I mean, he didn't even have to have BKB up for that fight. And of course, Dark Mago just frontlining with another double damage rune. You'll take it every day. Aegis on the back of this Bloodseeker, 8K lead for Thunder. I'm worried about the control Liquid has to fight into this timing. This Pango blink did not pay off in these engagements. Now Zai is falling pretty far behind, and his game is just not easy like we said. Yeah. And again, who is starting the fight if it's not him? Bo3 is getting to blink off this way. Okay. So now they have the toss back mechanic. Maybe that is the answer. Try and separate the engagement. Let Matu actually beat on somebody.
Ooh, Zai. That was impressively fast. Just a real quick roll up so he doesn't get telekinesis. And then blinks away before the hit comes in.
I mean, Matthew has Split Earth as well. So telekinesis is guaranteed chain stun into that Split Earth. These initiations from the Rubik, who also has his blink online, very deadly. I mean, he is going to have free reign for a long time, right? Like, who is jumping Rubik in these fights? Pretty much nobody. There's a lot of scary spells he can steal this game.
We saw Sacred. He's about halfway through to his BKB. So it just gets worse and worse for Liquid. If Thunder wants to run at you, probably not going to be doing well in team fights right now. And later on, they're going to have that sort of the ultimate team fight. They don't have a BKB cancel because of the fact that Zai didn't get that progression you were talking about. That Basher, I'm not sure if that's ever going to come.
No, I don't think the Diffu is either. He's swapping it up to Yule's Wraith back, so going back for the utility. I just worry it's going to be too little too late as Thunder just pushing down this bottom lane. What stops them pushing high ground, forcing Liquid back on off the map? Arcane Rune up for Dark Mago. They have all the BKBs. Basher up on Pakaz as well. This is one of the biggest items in the Bloodseeker Nakes matchup. It's like who's getting Basher first, who's getting to Abyssal, the Infest relationship. Pakaz can just man up on Matumba right now, and he's not afraid of too much. Sure, the Frost Shield helps a little, but again, so much magic damage to back up the Bloodseeker going in.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's getting hard to stand their ground.
They're going to try and catch Pakaz.
He's
they get the Blink Dagger on him. Don't let him get off the Rupture. Keep that chain stun going. Bo3's going to be able to follow it up as well. Oh, no. Didn't get the, didn't throw it, the Avalanche in. And you can't chain stun that Rolling Thunder. So he gets off the BKB. The other side. Oh, they chain frost, almost killing Dark Mago. But he gets off the BKB. Now he comes back in to try and finish off Big A. But the BKB Bloodstone is too much for them. He's running him down with the help of Bo3 coming in from the side. Team Liquid, the combination of knowing where the Bloodseeker was, even if they didn't get that kill, just knowing that he's away from the team fight presented an opportunity for Liquid.
That was an absolutely disgusting chain frost, man. That was a 4K net worth chain frost right there. I mean, damn. Lesh did all the work at the end, but that thing just destroyed them on the clump. They tried to finish off Mickey with Black Hole into the Mars damage, but again, Because was in that engagement by the triangle. He's not there to clean it up. Mickey lives. All right, time to turn the engagement around. The break, Liquid sees on it extremely well, take advantage of the split situation. Because being maybe a little out of position from his team, and I mean, you'll take those bounces all the time.
And we've seen this from the Mickey Leshrac. This Bloodstone, you've got to be so careful of playing into Leshrac. Zai needs a little help, and he's got it in spades. The full squad is going to show up to bail out of the boy, and now he comes back. He's not going to be BKB'd. He's going to be split earth. They could just change time down. Dark Mongo can't do anything to stop it. He doesn't have the mana either. He pops the Soul Ring now. He's going to have to try and spear back Matumba Man and actually hit the Lich on the way, so he gets the distance for himself to be able to retreat, but couldn't bail out his carry. Thunder, they had such a strong hold on this game, we felt like, but they just haven't been playing around each other enough, it seems like. And
Bo3 confident in the Aegis.
Might just find another one here. Blink for blink. Matthew went backwards, but Bo3 caught him.
Swash missed.
Swash misses from Zai, so they fail to get that kill. But if they can get the tier 2, it's a pretty massive exchange.
Bo3 does a good job covering his spells too. Matthew only walking away from that with tree grab. It's a very impactful interaction with this Tiny. You do not want to give this Rubik Avalanche if you can get away with it. Toss is kind of acceptable, but he has Blink, so even that's a little bit deadly. A lot of little things going Liquid's way, and suddenly that lead that Thunder had that might have been able to close out this game is back to even. A lot of momentum swung in the last 5 minutes.
And some of the matchups and some of the item times that we were talking about have changed a lot too. We have the Yules now on Zai, and he's like, you know what, Wraith Pact, that's old news again. I'm going back for that Basher to try and deal with the Enigma, and the Basher on the Lifestealer. It's either done or about to be done. So now he's got that matchup against the Bloodseeker. Now there's no longer that item advantage you were talking about in that 1v1.
And these Bashers are huge in this matchup. Like, again, the Thunder lineup strong during the BKB as well. You get Skull Bashed. Your BKB gets reduced by a significant percentage here, especially if you're channeling Black Hole. There's going off Because again. Another BKB forced for nothing.
Didn't get the bash, but forced out the BKB on Because. That's still a big win.
Bo3 doesn't have it yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, on his courier, he's just not flying it out.
Definitely is going to want that, especially since we still have the big team fight coming in.
50 gold away.
We still got the big team fight of the BKB Black Hole. So Thunder, you know, maybe they're feeling a little nervous. Things have gone a little bad the past few minutes, but they should remind themselves. We've got the big team fight that's going to be coming in.
So now that take it easy. Now that Basher's flying out, this Infest Bomb becomes more deadly, right? You can Infest the Tiny, blink in. If you find an Enigma, you find a Bloodseeker, you guarantee the combo into the Deso hitting him. If you get that Bash at the right time, might be enough to just seal the deal. There are no real hard saves on Thunder. You have potential for a Rubik Shard at some point, which might be very influential in this game, and I think Matthew's eyeing it up.
Yeah.
He's thinking about Force Staff and a Shard, so Thunder recognizing this game has shifted a lot, and they need some saves on their end. They cannot just super aggressively play how they want to anymore.
All right, I think it's about that time. Because is going to show on the wave mid, while the rest of the team, 4-man smoked up behind.
This is Enigma BKB. So he has a pretty free Black Hole here. You can see Bo3 somehow bashes him with the reach of a god.
Dark Mago, I like how he's positioning himself very aggressively, knows his job. He's got to fish for information, right? He needs to be able to reveal certain key heroes and allow Sacred to be able to get the follow-up.
They're fighting for mid lane control. It's a question of how deep do they want to push, and I don't think you just want to push into the Liquid high ground here. You're pushing into a potential buybacks around that dire outpost.
Oh, here comes that Infest Bomb. Oh, this could be bad for Thunder. Matthew, smoke's gonna break. They're going to try and run it in, but he gets the telekinesis off first.
Very quick.
Because still farming up the Ancients through this. He's going to come in through the side. The Blood Right's going to go off, and he gets Rupture onto Zai already. Zai, they are going to be able to catch him out pretty easily. Now the Black Hole's going to be able to catch too. Liquid ran in so damn deep. and they just stumble into the black hole from Sacred, ready to go. They're going to be able to run down 4 heroes as a result. A 1-for-4 exchange. Liquid, they just tried too hard for that one.
That was just too forced. Like, if you get the jump there, sure, you feel great, but once Matthew lifts and throws you back, all those sirens are going off for Thunder, right? They're just going to put everybody in position. You're going to have to play around some super deep ward. Unfortunate for Liquid was that dire ward on the upper side of that triangle just missed seeing Pakaz. Otherwise, I think they just jump him there.
Oh, yeah.
And instead, Pakaz gets the free fight coming in the back, takes Zai out immediately. And of course, if you're this deep into Thunder and you haven't seen that Enigma, he is going to destroy you. No way to cancel that. Easy fight for Thunder. Mickey trying to strike back here.
What a kill!
Gets that ward value after all.
Mickey, how did he set that one up?
No
An incredible
BKB.
pickoff that we'll see whether or not he gets out here. Oh, he's still got his BKB, so nothing really Thunder can do to stop him from walking away.
That's an absolutely huge pickup. Like, now that ward goes down, but that was the type of jump they wanted the first time.
Yeah.
And we can see when these PKBs are down for Thunder, Mickey just becomes a god. The Bloodstone becomes way better. This Frost Shield, all the tiny spells become better. If they can ever force the BKBs re-engage after they're down, they're gonna have a much better time in these engagements as well. And of course, Black Hole on cooldown for 90. Thunder have to play a little bit defensive here.
But we do have the really deadly combination, the refreshers coming in for the Mars, right? We've seen how that can certainly turn things quite a bit.
It can be very nasty. He has a shard as well, so you're looking at quad spear coming out here. And we saw in those other games, Dark Mago is not afraid to play super aggressive and just start spearing you back. He just blink stunned him, man.
Damn.
The power of vision.
Yeah. Knowing that the BKB was still on cooldown from the previous fight that they had.
He'll have a little giggle about that one for sure.
He knows he got away with quite literally murder there. 24-14, 3,000 net worth lead. It's been a game that Thunder has led most of the time, but they once had an 8,000 net worth lead. They've kind of let that advantage slip away quite a bit, and Team Liquid now have some of the items and tools that they kind of desperately needed to be able to win some fights, but it still comes down to the initiation, right? We get the right kind of black hole, team fight's over. We get the right kind of, I don't know, what I mean, Liquid, you said the biggest power is through that Infest Bomb, right?
I still think it's their best initiation tool. That said, maybe you don't want to just be the ones jumping into Thunder, right? I feel like every time they try to do it, it creates a very weird concave situation where you're not going to find this Enigma. If you find the Enigma, okay, that fight becomes immensely more free for Matoma Man. But if you don't find him, that initiation can be your worst enemy.
So how do we switch that up?
I think you play for Roche. You want to force Thunder into you.
Okay.
Again, what's their initiation? It's going to be Dark Mago trying to hit the spears. You have a decent time to react there, and you have the saves on Liquid. You have Frost Shield, you have Infest. Zai can jump on the back line. He's closing in on his Basher as well. Very pivotal item in this game. This game's about Roshan, which has spawned, and the next set of items all these fours trying to get to right here. Thunder does have full control over the area. They might just force it here, especially if Liquid shows Heroes bottom.
Yep. Zai, he's going to show on the wave. Pushing in a Siege Wagon wave into the tier 3 is nice pressure, but it's certainly not enough to kick Thunder out of this Roshan pit. So Liquid, let's see if they know. Let's see if they make the moves fast enough.
Oh, they know. But this is hard to just run in. You don't know where the vision is. Dark Mago has illusions on both ramps as well.
Oh yeah, this is perfect. He sees them all coming. Thunder knows there is no problem here for them finishing off Roshan. First one, or second one at team, right? Yep, we got an Axe Shard. Zai, he's even gonna get caught here with a spear and, well, tried to do the roll up there. Jump in, I actually go for it. They spotted the Enigma, he got the bash! A bash he absolutely needed, otherwise the black hole was gonna be turned around. Even then, Liquid are still going to suffer heavy losses here. Matoma Man's baby train down. They've got the refresher. They throw the spear. That whips. Matoma Man. Oh, what a chain frost. Dark Mago in trouble, but so is Matoma Man. He falls. Now it's going to be Mickey versus Pakaz. Pakaz doesn't have the BKB. He doesn't have a way to deal with this magic damage. Now that's the Aegis down on the side. Matthew also being pulled back in, but they're going to stick on Pakaz. No, the blink away. They missed the timing on the stun. All crucial to be able to land that one. A kill on the carry was a must-have. Meanwhile, the support battle rages on the side. Matthew gets the better of Insania, but he will pay the iron price as he's going to go down underneath the tier 2. But he says, I did my job. I got my kill.
Cost them a tiny buyback, but I think Liquid is very happy with that outcome. They get rid of the Aegis. They take that fight off the back of Zai just going down for absolutely no trade. Again, jumping Enigma, getting that bash, super pivotal to Liquid's engagement. It's going to kind of reset the game here. Sure, you got a shard out of that Roshan. It is on Enigma. Pretty interesting, but otherwise, pretty much reset the map. And Mikke is just getting, he is getting strong, man. He's up to Hex. He's got that Nether Shawl to boost up his resistance. He feels untouched in a lot of these engagements, and he is the real carry. Matumba's there to make space. Matumba's there to make people mad. Mikke's going to carry it with the damage.
Battle of chance between the crowd. Liquid do manage to take that mid-tier 2 before backing away. I want to see that moment again of the Enigma, because I feel like when they jumped him, I feel like he was halfway through the animation of Black Hole. It was coming in, and then he got bashed. That was, I mean, just imagine if he gets that off on the two of them. That fight is completely done and dusted.
And that's the thing. That's what happened. Those bashers are pivotal.
Yep.
He can Black Hole from 200 health, and it might last two more seconds. Like, he does not have to be pulled to sway this fight completely. That's why those initiations are, they're a nice edge, man. Just a little bit of save. You have this Rubik shard as well. You can lift, throw someone back. Suddenly, that displacement is enough to reset the engagement. Dark Mago looking for something. No. Invis Tiny, though.
And Invis Tiny. Dark Mago, his smoke breaks, but he doesn't know.
Liquid want to take
what
this
it
fight.
was. Yeah,
Bested Tiny, 4,000 HP. They know the Mars is up here.
They had some really nice high ground vision to be able to play around, but that gets dewarded, so the fight may be a little bit more awkward now. Get a different kind of ward down. May have been spotted by the Eidolons, though.
I mean, it's all about this Enigma, and it's all about this Leshrac. Does the Enigma get jumped and taken out of the fight? Does
Right behind the ledge, but they catch Mago first. He thought he was going to get a free pick off on the 5, but immediately gets hexed up, Avalanche, and now they're searching for more. Panda does get a 4-snap away. Should be fine. Liquid content with the 1 pick off, it seems.
The tools are coming online for Liquid here. Basher on the Pango, Blink Hex on Mikke. A lot more control, a lot more ways to initiate or counter-initiate on these jumps.
Who did end up consuming the shard on the side of Thunder?
The Enigma.
The Enigma? He actually did eat it? Okay.
Took that Malefice buff.
I mean, I guess, but they already had the pick up on the Rubik and the Bloodseeker. There was no really, yeah, I guess the only one was left was Panda Moo. And that one, maybe not worth it.
Get out. They're gonna chase on me.
Yeah. I'm running.
I have a fight still.
He missed. Manning up here. Yeah. Go. I save you.
I'll be here, Mick. I'll be here.
Yeah. Kill him twice. Right now. I'm cut off. You're alone. Yeah. Just fight with us slowly. I'm on Rubik. Kill the Dubus. Or fuck it, kills.
Ooh, you could see that little bit of chaos may have been if they just stuck to the game plan of killing that Bloodseeker twice. Maybe if they just been, all in focused on that, they get that stun in time before the blink away. Could have been a very different outcome, but instead we didn't see the end of it. But Bakaz did manage a blink on his second life out of there. But Liquid, it was still a fight that they were very happy with, especially considering where they were at 20 minutes ago in this game. They actually have a net worth lead for once, and they're actually the ones playing on Thunder's side of the map. Bo3, I mean, once upon a time, we were talking about whether or not he was going to be able to get a Blink Dagger to affect a change in this game. He finally got it. Now he's looking at an Aghanim Scepter almost.
No, he swapped that up.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to be that greedy.
I was like, damn,
that's but no, his job is just to go in with the Infest, tank it up. If Matumba gets the initiation on the right target, he'll pop out. Honestly, I'm not sure he has to right away if they catch some random support or something either. He is just a beefy boy.
So instead he opts for, well, what he has queued up anyways, the BKB. We'll see ultimately what he completes.
Looks like Thunder just trying to farm up more items here.
It's the initiation by the 4-staff, a quick one. They just get him away. Telekinesis on Bo3. Matumba Man's trying to stick to Dark Mago, but he is not getting the bashes he needs. But the follow-up is there from Mikke. He's going to be able to get the sight into the stun. He gets the Bloodstone off as well, and the bash came in. The Black Hole gets canceled. Mikke dealing with Bakaz, but the Bloodstone BKB is too much for him. They can't eat through this Leshrac. And now Zai keeping pace with the rest of the team, trying to hit him with the rolling Thunder stuns, but they both blink away. And Panda actually, nice 4-snap down to low ground. Looks like he may have gotten away. How did Thunder get away with this? Oh, they found Panda inside of the pit. So he goes down, but ultimately, I mean, considering the disaster that it looked at the start, only losing 2 is not too bad for Thunder.
Yeah, that was not the initiation Liquid was looking for, and still it works out. Very nice bash on the Black Hole helps. Honestly, though, even if that Black Hole doesn't get canceled, I'm not sure that fight is going Thunder's way. Once again, this Leshrac just has free reign. nobody is stopping Mickey in any of these engagements, not even close. He's up to Trickster Cloak as well, upgraded from that shawl. He is very tanky. Great job from Thunder to disengage this jump. You're going to waste a lot of the rage duration. Matumba does have BKB. And Black Hole's going to come in here. He really wanted both of them. He'll try and take Mickey, but I don't even think Mickey's close to dying in this Black Hole regardless.
Yeah. No, he really isn't. I mean, especially when he gets off BKB, a Bloodstone. It's like the invulnerable combination for the Leshrac.
He's a god.
Nice spear back. They're assaulting the tier 3s, but a spear back is beautiful. This is an opening out for Thunder. Let's see how many they get. The Chain Frost's going to bounce around. Boxy with his BKB is trying to walk away. He's got 5 seconds till he can blink out. Turn around. Oh, Mickey.
Kaz getting chain stunned.
Yeah, they're going to be able to chase out after this one. They've got the Wind Waker running down the Bloodseeker for the spear immediately on the way down. Dark Mago, can they burst him down? They get the bash required, and they do manage to get it. A buyback from Thunder wins them the fight in the end, but it's going to be costly. They really need to get, I don't know what they need to do off of this buyback besides just getting those kills they got.
That's double buyback. Dark Mago and Pakaz buying back there. Tier 1 and 2 destroying their economy. You're going to be begging for an early Roche spawn potentially.
Oh, God.
I don't even know if it's within the window. And the one upside is you pushed your Bloodseeker to level 25 off that fight, which is absolutely huge for this hero.
Yeah.
You now have double Rupture, so now you can Rupture someone at the start of the fight and still have one up for that Leshrac to debilitate his movement. Again, the
Does it even stop the Leshrac, though? I feel like maybe he just pops BKB Bloodstone and runs to you anyway.
I mean, again, that's where that displacement can come in. Let's say he gets ruptured, he gets speared back, he gets lifted back. You force staff him after. I mean, it all assumes his BKB is down and nobody got bashed, but you got to play for these little things at this point in the game.
And those are exactly the kind of combinations that we've seen Thunder, I mean, it's what propelled them to this top 6 placement so far in the first place. We said they're one of the best team fighting teams. They are super good at playing around each other. So that is a very real possibility they could pull something off like that.
They're absolutely one of the best coordination-wise, and they're also one of the best in terms of decisiveness. Like, when they jump, they goddamn jump, right? Yeah. Everybody goes, it's instant. They know the fight is either going to be won or lost in that first 5 seconds. Especially with no buybacks on your 1 and 2. They are trying to finish up this Roche fast.
Oh, they've been giving up these Roshans, but Liquid, this is the one they're going to contest.
This is
I don't think they can get there in time. Boxy's not running in the right direction. He's not going to get there. Roshan's going to fall. Thunder going to take the spoils of war. But are they going to get out? Zai actually went for it. He's got the Aeon Disc. He actually managed to pick up the still have the Aegis on the Bloodseeker. And what a black hole. There it is for Forsaken, locking down the 2. They need to be able to finish off this Lifestealer, but he actually gets Wind Wakered by Mickey. Dark Mago needs to be able to hit him with the spear. Apparently not. He just runs through the walls, and that's going to be it. Now the Leshrac fighting for his life against Pakaz Dark Mago, but it's not good enough. The initiation from Liquid, it comes too late, it comes too little, and now they're going to be run down by Thunder 1 by 1.
What a black hole to just find that initiation instead of the other way around. Zai snatches the Ag somehow, but that is not going to turn that fight if all of your cores get caught in that black hole. Mickey blinks in an attempt to try and turn that, but at that point you're all stuck in the same goo and it's just too deadly.
Yeah.
Amazing team fight from Thunder, just baiting off the Roche. Liquid gets split on 2 different angles of initiation. Could have gone amazing, but instead 7,000 damage getting pumped out from that Enigma.
And what can Thunder get from this? I mean, they were on the edge of a knife there. They used double buybacks on their 1 and 2 position. They were 1 fight away from losing this game. Now they may be in a position to win the game outright. They're going to go for the Raxes.
And that was Octarine, Spell Prism, Enigma. He has another block.
Are they going to go for the tier 4s? They're going to start hitting the tier 4s.
They are, Cap.
They are going to force this. They don't know for certain, but there is no buyback on the Leshrac. They could really try and force this, but the Glyph is going to stall them out. They're going to go back for it again.
This is go for it again. This is Thunder. There is no back. You force the buys or I'm going to take your Ancient.
1 tier 4 down. Team Liquid, they got to smoke out here. They got to get inside. They got to get on top of Thunder now. A second tier 4 about to fall. But Pakaz, that's going to be the Aegis perhaps falling right away. 1 life down. Boxy popping his BKB just in time. Matubba Man, can he deal with this Bloodseeker? The Chain Frost being thrown out long distance. Matthew pops the dash, refreshes, but managed to get the Infest. They couldn't keep the Chain Stun out. Pakaz has to be able to reset here, but he's going to be caught by Boxy. A 2-man avalanche. Looks to be able to get the force staff away. Zai chasing after him. Will take a pit stop, finish off Rubik if possible, but they want more from this. They slow down the Rubik. They run into Panda move. Zai's trying to catch up to the cores with Mickey inside. They've got a bash going out. Dark Mago going to be stunned up. Pakaz on the run. Blinks away. Same goes with Blink out of Dark Mago. Sacred goes for the BKB. TP out. Are they all going to be able to get away? No, Mickey's going to deny that. He catches flashes up, lightning, stun, Dark Mago.
The spear
away on 2, but Zai's there on the side to finish him off. That is 2 minutes on the clock for Dark Mago. Now it's Team Liquid's opportunity. How much are they going to get out of this? How much do they want to try and end the game right here, right now?
Are they going to run it back the other way and try their own throne race here? I mean, 2 minutes, no Mars. That is a big window. Bakaz lost his Aegis. He still has cheese. This is pretty exposable. I don't know if you can fight without the Mars. You're going to need to land a crazy black hole. I just don't know if Liquid feels super confident to push it that hard.
One black
the
hole.
Damage coming out from these multiple ruptures now. Swiftblink on top of it. Titan Sliver. This Bloodseeker is massive.
With the Stolen Split Earth on the Rubik,
Yeah,
the right
helps.
black hole is a game-ending combination potentially.
Oh, Matthew is just chain stunning them all right now.
Yep. Tossing them back into the same splitters. Those are not Leshrac splitters, and that's going to be it. It sets up the 2-man black hole. Going was that toss. He stops Zai. And Zai doesn't get the bash, but Mickey's somehow still alive. He's got the Wind Waker going out.
Healing.
The Bloodstone healing up, and he's going to be able to take down Bakaz.
No buy.
Bo3 moves forward. He smells the blood, the water. He tosses back Matthew. Finish these heroes off now while you can. Don't let him get back to the fountain. Matthew dies. Panda, we're freezing field to save the game, but it's not good enough. He gets bashed up. Mickey right in front of the fountain. Drives back into it with the Wind Waker again. It saves Mickey. Back to the fountain. Oh, toss back over to the side. Sacred pulled back in. Zai, he's going to be able to follow it up with the Rolling Thunder as well. The chain stuns are there. He's got a buyback, but he doesn't have the black hole. He doesn't have any allies. Team Liquid, they can play this slow, they can play this steady, and they can go for the end of the game, but Box has been dragged back into the fountain. What is this?
Just tanked it.
He just tanks it up, walks away, Avalanche long range distance, the Malefice catches them in the end, Boxy falls, and Team Liquid, they're actually going to have to back out. They've got 15 seconds till the Crystal Maiden, 10 until Dark Mago. With double arenas, they cannot end this.
That is all 5 buybacks on cooldown for Thunder. Did that tiny kill somehow save their... I thought they were getting thrown there. I mean, how are they not thrown? How does Mickey even get out of that black hole at all in the first place? The tosses, the Wind Wakers, he's Wind Wake healing in the air. These fights are absolutely crazy. Of course, the multi-split Earths and the stuns from Matthew setting that up in the first place.
I mean, he got the perfect combination.
I thought this
both
was over.
cores, and he gets the Leshrac who has that Wind Waker to save somebody else. It was the ideal scenario.
I mean, the pull from Insania, the Frost Shield, pulling Bakaz off, and he can't even get the cheese off. If he gets cheese off there, that's a completely different fight as well. Every little small thing going Liquid's way in these late game fights, it feels like, and they are keeping themselves in it. Very difficult to play these situations into those black holes, but they are finding a way. And again, the tools, they're coming out, right? Aeon Disc for Zai, Wind Waker for Mickey. Some of the saves are there now. It's not so straightforward. And of course, all of the buyback pressure is on Thunder right now.
Yeah, I mean, with this moment right here, you see 2 heroes, 30 seconds on the clock. You see 1 hero, 90 seconds. We knew there was a buyback on Sacred, but just an Enigma and Rubik to try and hold that, it seemed unlikely, but Thunder still managed to do it.
I mean, we say just a Rubik.
Continues.
This man's got a timeless relic. I mean, Matthew was MVP of that base defense. He was just chain stunning everybody, stealing everything, staying alive, fighting to the last minute.
The veteran of the squad of Thunder Awaken, the only man on that roster who has been here in this position before at a TI.
And that matters. When you're in these types of situations at TI, experience counts for a lot. The nerves start getting to you. These players are feeling the intensity. You're playing the Grand Magus. Show up or go home, right? There's not a more stylish hero in the game. He is making it work.
Ignore that 5% difference. This is a dead even game. 38 to 31, 12,000 net worth lead for Liquid, but it doesn't mean anything. It's all about the initiation. It's all about whether or not we hit the right black hole, whether we get the right kind of blink infest initiation. Who's got buyback, who doesn't right now? Well, it's most of Thunder without a buyback.
Like, this is about Roshan at this point. Aegis is huge for Liquid, dealing with the black holes, and of course getting the second life when you don't have buyback, huge for Thunder. There's a gem in the pit. I assume it's Liquid's by the vision it's giving.
There's a DD free for the taking. It is, but Rolling Thunder forward, Zai trying to fish.
Oh, Bakaz
yeah, Bakaz was real scared of getting caught. Understandably so. He cannot afford, I mean, he's so close to getting the buyback gold that he needs.
I mean, he's running a static cap. So he is very worried about getting jumped. This is not the ideal item for, neutral backpack carry at 50 minutes, but if it saves him in the jump and he gets cheese off, that's the idea. And it might be able to turn it around. He just needs to survive long enough for Black Hole to come in, pray for no bashes. That's how Thunder can turn these engagements around. I think Liquid is feeling pretty good right now. They still have 4 minutes, no buyback on Enigma, no buyback on Rubik. The other ones have come up for Thunder, but Liquid have all the vision control, control of the pit, control of the runes. Strength will link up on Mickey, pushing level 28 here.
See the gem dropped in the Roshan pit. They want to know the moment that Roshan is up.
Oh yeah.
We'll see in a second here whether or not it's going to be an early one or a late one. I feel like a late one maybe favors Thunder Awaken, gives them a little bit more time to farm up their buybacks or get into a position where those cooldowns are in place. So they still have 3.5 minutes and 4 minutes left on the Enigma and the Rubik respectively.
Man, it feels like so long ago we were talking about is Zai going to get to items. And somehow he's here. And not only that, he's level 25, which means low cooldown on this Swashbuckle.
And he can finish up the Octarine if he wants, so even lower.
You go down to that 4-second Swashbuckle with the Basher. Even if you miss one or you throw one, Enigma goes in, suddenly he's getting bashed up again. Just becomes way too obnoxious to play the fights for these Thunder cores. And Thunder, 2 buybacks for 3 minutes. They don't care. Time to smoke out and make something happen.
Yeah, they don't know when Roshan is going to spawn, so they can't afford to just wait inside their base. They kind of do need to get out there, get active.
It's all about the vision, all about the jump. Matthew leading the way with 1 observer ward, Aeon Disc and Lincoln's.
See what he finds. He's going to throw a ward up on the high ground. Spotted. He sees Zai. They go for the initiation. They try and grab him. They get the telekinesis at the same time. They went for Insanity, but Insanity gets the Sinister Gaze onto Dark Mago. They get off the BKB. The 2-man spear. The 2-man supports. They're both going to fall in this initiation. As Mickey is stuck on the high ground, not able to do a whole lot. Matumba Man playing up. They have the black hole. Zai, can he stop it? No. Swashbuckle, not enough. No, he's been pulled in. He gets caught. He gets speared. Thunder getting the combination to be able to bring down Liquid. But they haven't dealt with Big K just yet. He gets another Wind Waker. He blinks forward. He wants to take this. Sacred on the side. Maleficent. They're trying to keep this Light Strike at bay, but he just continues to go for it. This Zai, he's rolling through and stopping all of these cores from dealing the damage, allowing Matumba Man to follow it up and get the kill onto the bars. Now he gets on top of Sacred number 12. Sacred, he's getting caught by the bashes. Pakaz's coming back in. He's cleaning up. He's cleaning up. He's trying to finish off Boxy, but it infests a little bit of heal down the chain on the side. The Split Earth is going to come in, and it's not enough because he falls. 2 dead on the side of Thunder without buyback.
The buybacks from Liquid on the Dire Outpost, just way too powerful. Did they use all of them there? That was
every single buyback. Thunder, I mean, they basically won that fight. They won the first part of that fight. The problem is they're playing, that's a problem, right? When you win these late game fights, you're almost at a disadvantage because they're going to get to use their buybacks and finish off the fight.
Thunder knew that though, and I still think it's the correct decision. You have to take that fight at some point, start to wear through these buybacks. It's a Dire Outpost Penta buyback situation of 5v10. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, they played this fight amazing. Double spears, the black hole, trying to finish the Leshrac, but I mean, Mickey is just an absolute beast in these engagements. He lives so long. They're trying to save him for last, stall him up with some control. But Kaz is just going ham. He got cheese off in that fight at the perfect time as well. But again, 5v10. Too much manpower in the bank for Liquid, and now they're going to take it to Thunder's base here, push the issue, no buyback on for 1 minute on Enigma.
Now, what do you do here? I mean, Thunder, they don't want to use this buyback on the Bloodseeker. Are they willing to give up Megas? It looks like it. They say Megas, not a big deal. Buybacks are what is going to put us in a position to win this game if we win one fight against Liquid.
I would agree with that sentiment. When there's no buybacks on Liquid's side, you win one fight, you win the game. The problem is in the Megas. Liquid doesn't have to take that fight. Yeah, they can wait out the buybacks if they really want to. I don't think it's an incorrect play here. Let the creeps do the work. It's almost impossible for Thunder to make a move in the next 5 minutes while you wait for those cooldowns. I don't think you have to rush this if you're Liquid. You're up 20k, you have the whole map. You're going to see everybody in their base for Thunder. Their lane shove is okay, but it's nothing crazy to write home about. Tough position for Thunder to be in, especially for players who are not TI veterans. This game is winnable. It's not going to be easy.
What does Thunder do here? Some interesting decisions to be made. Do they try and push out the lanes as much as they can and force an engagement even into an Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard, knowing that Liquid doesn't have buybacks and they do? But if you're pushed that aggressively, even if you have buybacks, how do you use them correctly? You need like boots of travels and stuff, which a Bloodseeker doesn't have. So they may just be locked into a situation where they're just going to hold the Ancient. They're just going to sit inside their base and wait for 60 minutes and see if Liquid are going to be patient enough to wait for their buybacks, or whether they're going to try and get greedy and find a pickoff somewhere and end the game.
You know, Cap, if there's one team in Dota and one player I think about that's been in a lot of mega creep type situations, probably Insania with Liquid.
I already knew where you're going
I
with
feel
that
like
one.
there's a lot of games this guy has played, especially with this team, where he's been in these situations. I think Liquid's going to wait for the buybacks. I
think that all that experience is going to catch up to you?
I don't think they're in a rush here. I think this game is going to go on a little bit longer, especially in Dota nowadays. You hit that 60-minute marker, the neutrals are your friends, right?
Sure.
Thunder stuck in their base. They're going to lose a neutral line of advantage here. It just becomes monumental. You get the next Aegis, you have all your buybacks up. Thunder's going to have their buybacks in. Honestly, their heroes are quite good in a base defense situation. You have Enigma pushing towards his refresher, trying to get the double black hole. It's going to be a long way away.
Yeah,
Thunder choosing to forego that base defense and try and look for something here. I respect this play, but this is like an impossible smoke to hit.
I don't have a stats man to confirm this, but I'll just say it. I'm pretty sure Insania has lost the most mega creep games.
Sounds like you're trying to cast or curse him right
player,
here.
you know, so they're going to play it safe right now. Thunder actually are the ones going to go for a smoke out. See if we can find something here. See if Liquid are going to slip up at all, but
there's no way. There's no way you give anything to him here.
Not finding anything just yet.
Now, if Thunder is out of their base like this, you're happy to take that fight if you're Liquid.
Yeah. And they may just get somebody caught here.
Bo3 running in.
Yeah, Bo3, he's going to be almost a three-man avalanche. Immediately to them, follow up from the swashbuckle as well, but the black hole does manage to catch the two of them. There's no follow-up damage though, because is only just now showing up to the fight. It's a little bit too late for that one. He immediately gets a bit of bladed. Bo3 managed to get off the cheese, but it looks like the top of it is going to fall. 2 minutes dead. Mickey, he needs to be able to get some heals up. He's got a minute on the Aegis, so he's going to die here, come back soon. The chain frost starts bouncing around. Tops is over. The chain frost, the double chain frost with the refresher, but because is healing up, but the toss has come in. Bo3 finishes him up, but the buyback, it's coming into play now. Thunder have that extra life where Liquid do not. Insania is going to fall. That's going to be 3 dead with no buybacks, and everybody is alive on Thunder. The buyback comes into play for Thunder. They've got an opportunity here. Can they get to Liquid's base? Can they do anything with this opportunity? Remember, long time ago, they went for the throne. They're no tier 4s. If they get to that base, that throne is very exposed.
They have Glyph, and that's it. How much is Thunder going to try and push this? They know there's no buybacks for 2 minutes. It's a long window here. 3 heroes down. I don't know if they can get there fast enough, but if they do, that base dies very fast, as you said. I still can't believe that 3-man Dream Initiation turned into such a nightmare for Liquid. It looked like the absolute beautiful catch.
These two do not have buyback, but they know they have to make some sort of move. They're going to try and get the initiation before they get inside the base. They are also killing Creep Wave at the same time. Leshrac in trouble. Spirit up against the tree. They try and get the Thompson away to the side, but the Rupture ensures that he falls. Another 2 minutes.
Is that the game?
That might just be the game. Thunder making their way into the Liquid base. Nobody to stop them. Panda's going to make sure. Throne safe, guys. Bo3 cut it in. He's cutting the wave. Don't let that creep go. That creep, it's coming in. It's going to be Liquid's end. The backdoor protection is down. Thunder on top of the throne. Nothing is stopping them now. Push away Bo3. The Glyph will stall things out for a couple of seconds, but it doesn't matter. Stay in that arena. Stay where you are. This throne is going down here and now. Thunder.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Game 1 against Liquid. Unbelievable.
My God, this team, how do they win from that position? How do they win? It's an almost impossible scenario. They cannot hit a smoke. They cannot hit the fight. Somehow that smoke backfires on Liquid insanely hard. They get caught in a base fight where Bakaz has buyback and gets to come back in. They were 2 minutes off buybacks for everybody in that engagement. What a demoralizing way to lose, honestly. They are going to have to mentally reset from that game and get back there. But if you're Thunder, oh man, you are feeling yourselves after that victory, snatching it from the literal claws of defeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just watched something special. There are just not mega creep comebacks at TI on the main stage like this. It's only happened once or twice, and it happened again here for Thunder Awakened. They take the 1-0 against Team Liquid. We still have a full series to play out here, so let's check in with our panel.